to introduce the seminar, Dr. Sudhir Nikam sir.
The chairperson of the function, Dr. Ashok Jaskar, my younger brother, Dean of Arts Faculty, University of Pune. The chief guest of this program, Dr. Ekaterina Petrescu from Romania, senior faculty member from Romania. The keynote speaker, one of the senior most faculty members in India, who is a visiting professor in India as well as abroad, a well-known scholar of comparative literature, who is very well known throughout the world, very wide publications. He is also a great translator. He is known as a translator, basically as a comparatist and translator. Secretary of Higher Education and Research Society, Dr. Madhavi Nikam. Vice President of Higher Education and Research Society, Mr. Sharad Radha. The Treasurer, Mr. Satyavan Hanegavi of Higher Education and Research Society. Mrs. Supriya Rakham, the Joint Secretary of Higher Education and Research Society. Professor V.S. Rakham, the Director of Higher Education Society, and friends. I am very fortunate here to introduce the theme of the seminar. Friends, you must be knowing that the seminar is simply an outcome of 2 months hard work. The seminar has been conducted with a notice of just 2 months, and conducting an international seminar within 2 months is not possible without help of the delegates. I have not invited a single delegate personally. All the delegates are my friends. Almost 99% delegates are either my friends or they are my friends' friends. I just wanted to see how much crowd of academic orientation I can gather. And I am very much excited to tell you that we have got 200, these are pre-registrations, 230 pre-registration, and about spot registration I don't have any idea, but approximately 50 to 60 spot registrations are expected. So this is an outcome of the academic network and the trust. So many people have come from abroad, from different states, just they believe that this is the function of Dr. Nikam's and we have to be present there. They don't know anything about the society, they don't know anything about the stadium, they don't know much about Pune. They have put trust on us and they are here, you can see the crowd. And since so many people are coming here, about 11 o'clock the hall will be almost full. In fact, initially we wanted a very small kind of international seminar of around 100 delegates. So that is why we had booked another hall downstairs. So since the number of participants went on increasing and I could not say no to anybody, everybody is my friend. So we had to change the hall and come upstairs. About the seminar, the theme why we selected it as South Asian Literature and Culture. We are aware, being Indians, we are leaders. Leaders of the world, especially leaders of Asia, South Asia. South Asia is known as Indian subcontinent. The very word Indian subcontinent tells so many things to you. We don't need to elaborate much about it. Even the global market, Western countries like USA, they have to be dependent on Indian subcontinent. Without the consumers of Indian subcontinent, Western countries cannot function their business, their empire, so-called empire. So this is a rich history. It is not just the case of commercial market, but even literary market. Through the diasporic writers, you will find that the Indian subcontinent writers like Salman Rushdie, Jhupalani, Kiran Desai, they are, although the classical writers, but they are selling best than even Western writers. So you can see that a day will come when South Asia will have a sort of monopoly, not just in business but also in literature. So we are 1/4 of world's population, so densely populated, and we are proud providers of human resource to the Western countries. Without Indian or South Asian skilled workers, I don't think any Gulf country or even America and other Western countries will be able to function their part. Especially Pune has a significant place. Pune is a city of exporters of IT engineers. You cannot imagine IT in USA without the presence of Indian engineers, especially from the city like Pune and Bangalore and Hyderabad. So a time has come when South Asian countries have to think about the unification of region in spite of linguistics and ethno-religious diversity. India as a leader, why did I say so? Because we are secular. India is a secular country. If you compare India with other countries, you'll find that this is the most liberal country in spite of having so many diverse religious, linguistic varieties. Still you are united. And we are giving a message to South Asia as well as the entire world that in spite of having a diversity, we can have unity. If Indians can have unity, why can't smaller nations like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar have a unity like Indians show at the global level? We can connect it through various ways, through commercial marketplace as well as through literary and giving a literary and cultural message. So this strength, we have to strengthen cultural connectivity through literary and cultural interaction. So it is a need of hour to come together. The South Asian countries have to come together and an academic deliberation has to be made. Although at political level we have the agencies like SAARC nations, organizations, they are working on the political level, but being academician, we can and we will work at academic level to have a kind of discourse that will produce a special message to the entire world. In the time of conflict, terrorism, instability, peace and harmony can be spread only through literature and culture. Literature and culture is the best medium through which you can give a message of peace and harmony. So this seminar would definitely address some of the issues like South Asian identity, whether we can think about the possibility of South Asian identity, whether we can bring out an alternative poetics and its potentiality. We have a poetics, but how to project it before the world? Whether we can have our own ecological approach based on Indian ideologies, and whether India or Indian subcontinent can have international or greater role in international power politics and the role of South Asia. With this, I thank all the participants, all the delegates for being present and putting trust on us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an insightful invocation on introducing the seminar. I am sure the roadmap that you have shown us will certainly help all the participants, delegates, resource persons and experts to tread along. Thank you very much, sir. I now request Dr. Ekaterina She is faculty of letters to the University of Spiro, Romania. So I request you, madam, to address our delegates.
Good morning, colleagues. Before going into more serious things, I would like to just mention a few facts. Before knowing anything about Higher Education and Research Society, there was a person I met virtually, and that person is Dr. Sudhir Nikam. The way in which we got involved into a dialogue on post-colonial literature. Now, the dialogue that we had was so enchanting for me and opening a perspective upon an Indian scholar that really marked me. So before, again, knowing anything about the society, I got to know the person. And this is what Dr. NAVI said at the very beginning. Such events are, first of all, gatherings of people, and after that, of exchanging affiliations or exchanging opinions about professional things. Therefore, I would like to specifically thank Dr. Sudhir Nikam for my presence here, and to thank Dr. NAVI for her welcoming me here. Also, although the time was very short, I got to know some of the reference persons, resource persons here, and I'm very honored to be in the presence of the Dean of Faculty of Arts from the University of Pune. Equally important, I feel honored that I can speak in front of you, and I'm sure that everything that I will talk about today will be well known by you also, although the perspective from which I will talk will be a little bit more different. Now, I would like to refer a bit to the importance of such a society. Usually when you say higher education, the focus is on teaching, especially in my part of the country. So whenever you relate to this, you go for loads of teaching classes and loads of student marking and all kind of problems. We should not forget that teaching is based on research, and the combination between teaching and research is the only way in which we can progress both as individuals and as scholars, no matter the country we belong to. Therefore, I consider that the aim of the society is the genuine combination between scholastic research and then the possibility to apply that to our daily teaching life. Now, Dr. NAVI talked about the logo. I carefully looked at that. And, well, it is indeed one person against the other. There is a bond between them. We should never forget that these bonds are quite threatened all the time. And it is either by our too powerful egos, or by political issues, or by ideological issues, or by race issues, or anything that can prevent us to get into an intellectual, a spiritual dialogue. As a personal experience, I'd like to relate this logo to my first presence here in India. When I came here, of course, I came as being the other, as not being one of you. And each person when travels goes like that. Everything that happened since I arrived here was this kind of bondage that I felt so heartily. So in my opinion, I would go for, not the opposite, but a more coming together. So after a couple of days in India, I can say that the thread that is bending the people should be a little bit more than that. So I'm very eager to listen to your opinions and the results of your research. Again, thank you for making my presence possible here.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your process. I now request Dr. Anand Patil. Dr. Anand Patil, former head University of Goa, a well-known comparative literature scholar. Sir, please, I request him to give us a keynote address.
Person, my close friend, Dr. Ashok Chaskar, when I was at Manchar as a lecturer, working as a lecturer, he was my neighbor. Now he has migrated to Pune, the city known as home of learning. Today it is only the home of earning. He told me most of the participants are from outside Pune. I told him, no scholars live in Pune. Real brains are migrated. And I congratulate Nikams for inviting Patil, because Patils and Nikams never sit on one dais peacefully without politics. Madam, perhaps you may not understand these local references. I appreciated your presence more because one of my colleagues was from Romania when I was in Los Angeles attending Shakespeare Congress. We stayed together. I told her one of your play from Romania, Ticket, is translated by Rangnath Kulkarni and it was performed in Marathi. This is a cultural link and we are culturalists. I translated culturalist the word for the first time in Marathi, Sanskritist, but the printer from Pune thought that party in Goa must be a drink card. So he changed the word and printed it as Sanskritinist. I became fascist. So Pune is a learned place, man. Live locally, think globally. And I am thinking globally, but I have to talk locally, otherwise we think locally. My speech is going to be serious. I was in Nagaland, Tripathi told him I have invited a wrestler from Kolhapur. And he is known for giving footnotes. These are Kolhapurian footnotes. Each statement is supported by footnote because the text of my paper is always ready. Without text, I never give any context. And without culture, there is no contextual. Another word is contextual. Culture and contextual. So my friends, when the lamp was lighted, I remember the line from Cardinal Newman's prayer, Real Kindly Light. My idea of university, that is the title of book written by Cardinal Newman. And Nikams have really won the game. I congratulate them at the outset. It is not so easy to defeat the Punites by collecting such a large cloud. And when Madhvi Nikam mentioned about eco, my friends, I have gone from Jana to Vana. Today I have come from forest. In the land you visit, in 25 acres of land, after being fed up with language and literature and meditating about culture and nature, I am bringing out developing a project near Kolhapur, 25 miles to the west of Kolhapur in the Ghat, where nobody lives. I am living alone in the forest. And we are developing eco-friendly, biodiversity, science, knowledge spreading and education and cultural institution which is registered. This is the advertisement in bracket. So, my friends, when the bouquet was given, I remembered one line. The young people I see here, very young budding scholars, and I remember two lines. कवियों ऐसे गाओ, फूलों को नशा आ जाए, सुनने वालों तालियां ऐसे बजाओ, सोने वाले को होश आ जाए. So this seminar will succeed. Second point of appreciation is that the choice of subject. Long ago, the essay was written by Arnold. Arnold is very happy. Matthew Arnold is very happy in England, not Norway, so Haven, and his concept of culture, etc., etc., I don't define. I may not digress, so I have PowerPoint